Do you feel like you've signed the death warrant for your own happiness? Every night, when everything is quiet, there's a voice in your head that whispers over and over again, "It's your fault. You failed. You ruined everything." We talk about divorce as a legal process, but few dare to look directly at the emotional wreckage it leaves behind. After the divorce is signed, the real psychological prison door opens. The most painful question is not, "Why did we break up?" but, "How can I stop blaming myself?" You struggle with the feeling that you're a bad person, a failure as a spouse, a parent, or simply as an adult. You look at your children, look back at the years that have passed, and the grip of guilt tightens so tight that you can't breathe. It becomes an invisible but heavy armor, preventing you from moving forward. Thousands of people are going through this. A divorce happens in real life, but thousands of emotional divorces are happening every day in your mind. You fear the judgment from your family, from society, and most terrible of all, the judgment from yourself. You ask yourself, do I deserve to be happy again? Am I a selfish parent who puts my own happiness above all else? Today, I do not bring empty advice. I bring practical psychotherapy, a journey of forgiveness. Not forgiveness of the ex, but forgiveness of yourself. This is the only way to escape the prison called guilt and regain the right to breathe, the right to live fully that you have lost. Come with me, because what I am about to share may be the key to freeing yourself forever. First, we must remove the guilt grip. Guilt after divorce does not arise naturally. It is the product of two forces: the social expectation of a perfect family and the personal vow of happily ever after. When a marriage falls apart, we lose not only a person, but also the identity that was defined by that relationship. You feel guilty because you broke your vows, broke the beautiful image that you and society have painted. Remember, marriage is a contract between two adults, and sometimes breaking that contract is the most courageous and responsible action. Divorce is a change of state, not a failure of character. It is important to clearly distinguish between guilt and regret. Regret is, I wish I had done things differently. It is a positive, forward-looking emotion that helps you learn. Guilt is, I am a bad person because of what I did. This is a toxic, past-oriented emotion that holds you captive. The solution is to turn every self-blame into a lesson. When you think, I should have been more patient, turn it into, in my next relationship, I will practice more patience. Turn guilt into learning responsibility. 3 spiritually liberating therapies. To break out of the cycle of self-blame, we need to apply the following 3 therapies. Therapy 1. Deconstruct the myth. Stop idolizing marriage. Divorce is rarely one person's fault. It's the result of mismatched paths of personal growth over time. You're not a bad person. You're just someone who played a role that ended. Do the deconstructing exercise. Write down 5 things you did best in your marriage: loyalty, caring, effort to maintain, etc. Read them aloud. Remind yourself that you tried. The effort was real and it was worth respecting. Therapy 2. The mental boundary setting. Many people after divorce try to make up for their mistakes by taking on too much, overworking, spoiling their children unconditionally, etc. This is failed hero behavior, and it only increases the feeling of needing to pay the price. Set boundaries. With your children, you don't have to be the perfect parent to make up for it. Be an authentic, emotionally stable parent. Your children need to see a healthy, happy adult to learn how to cope. With others, when others try to blame you, learn to say, I understand your concerns, but this was my decision and I'm learning to take responsibility for it. Protecting your mental space is priority number 1. Therapy 3. The compassion revival. Use the best friend. Principle. You would be compassionate, gentle, and encouraging to a friend who is struggling with their divorce. So why would you say the most hurtful things to yourself? Practice self-forgiveness daily. When you wake up each morning, instead of thinking about your past misdeeds, look in the mirror and say a positive affirmation. I did the best I could with what I knew at the time. I accept who I am today and allow myself to be happy. Practice acceptance. Meditation. When guilt comes up, instead of fighting it, acknowledge it. This is guilt coming. and allow it to be there without clinging. Emotions are like clouds, they come and go. You are not the emotion. You see, the journey of self-forgiveness after divorce is not an event, but a process of rebuilding who you are. Divorce is not the end, it is the end of an old chapter and the beginning of a new book where you are the author and you have the power to write a happier, braver story. Look back at what I have shared. The truth is, you are not at fault for wanting happiness. You are not at fault for growing beyond the confines of your old relationship. And you are not at fault for choosing truth and liberation over continuing to live in a false drama. Remember, forgiving yourself is the highest act of self-love and the best gift you can give to your loved ones, especially your children. When you are gentle and at peace, you can nurture a safe and happy environment for them. Don't let the past become an anchor that drags you down. Let it be your springboard to rise. If these words resonate with you, if you feel a weight has been lifted, I want you to do just one thing right now. Make this commitment to liberation public to yourself. Write it down. I choose liberation. I allow myself to be happy. This journey may be lonely, but you are not alone. We will walk together.